Welcome back to Small Talk Wednesday, our 14th episode. I am your host, Chris Hargraves, the Big West Conference. Today, before we get into it today, I just want to remind everyone, if you want to catch any of the previous 13 episodes of Small Talk, you can head to our Instagram page and our IGTV. You can also look at our Big West TV page to our website, www.bigwest.org, to see all of our previous episodes. But today, I am excited to talk to one of the legends to me of track and field. She is an Olympian. She was a former All-American. She is an international coach, and now she is the head coach of the Long Beach State Women's Track and Field Program. Latanya Sheffield, thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, man, it's great to be here. Very, very exciting.
I was reading through your bio, and I already know you're a very impressive person. But actually, we're going to do right now is you're not going to see this. We're going to put up a graphic of all the accomplishments that you've had over the years. That one made me feel like, what am I doing with my life that I haven't gotten to this point? But I mean, it's so impressive. You're a former All-American. You know, you got to you're the former American record holder in the 400 meter. You're an Olympic coach. You're an Olympian. I mean, do you ever kind of look back and say like, wow, I've done a lot in my time, or do you just kind of like, just kind of keep it going, and you'll have a time to look back later?
You know, I got to tell you that I am certainly a person that looks at life through the windshield. Looking back in that rearview mirror, you can't really live off of your own old newspaper clippings. So I think I'm more of one to keep on trudging forward because there's some things I still want to accomplish.
What are some of those things, if I could ask? Because I feel like you've accomplished a lot already.
Well, just at Long Beach State, I look forward to having the men as well as the women simultaneously achieve the Big West Conference champion title.
That's good.
That's one. That's one.
I mean, that's one. I know you don't want to always go back to the rear view, but let's go back to San Diego State, right?
Sure.
And when you were a two-time All-American there, and you were the 400 meter hurdle national champion. At what point in your career there did you realize just how good you actually were and how you could excel at the next level?
Well, you never really know what the future holds. You can only just, if you will, keep showing and demonstrating your best self. So I can't say that there was that one moment. I think that it was more something that was given to me or told to me. And it was my coach. My coach happened to be my brother, Ron Sheffield, that was coaching at San Diego State at the time. And he was the one that really impressed upon me what the talent level was, what the field was doing, and in comparison to what I was actually doing. So he just kind of had this thing that you're good, you're good, you're good. And if you hear that enough, then you kind of like believe it, right?
Yeah.
So I was thinking that every other time that I would win a race, I'm like, he might be onto something here.
So then after your competitive career, you've carved out an unbelievable coaching career. And it's such a great mark of a coach that, your student athletes, they go hard for you. I mean, what do you instill in them that, they have such confidence to go out there and compete in the way that they do?
Our training sessions are very engaged. I've got to be engaged with them. They've got to be engaged with me. It's that I know so much more about them personally. So I can speak to them in the manner that is things that are important to them. And so it may even be an example of what they may want to study or be in their career. And so instead of just speaking about going over this hurdle or, running through this brick wall, it's everything that you are using in your training sessions that's going to launch you into your professional career. So when I'm speaking to them, I'm speaking life into them, but well beyond just the track. And so what you see is us engaging in each other, that we want the best. We want the best for each other.
Talking about
Long
Beach State, the women's track and field program has been around since 1977. And this is the first time since 1986 that the women's track and field program has had a dedicated person leading them. What does that mean to you to be the one to carry that torch forward and to be able to be the molder for these athletes?
I've got to look at it in a way in which, first of all, it's an honor. But I also believe that it is an appointment of things that are even in my life. It was meant for me to be the first Olympian in my family. It was meant for me to own the American record at one point in time. It was meant for me to be the first in a lot of different things. And so I don't take it for granted. I don't take that part for granted. But what I do know is that it's always an honor. And to hold that, I know that there are going to be some other folk down the line, 10, 20 years down the line, that they may perhaps look at the journey and say to themselves, I want to be the first at something as well.
Outside of track and field, you've won several awards, including the NAACP Community Service Recognition Award, Sam Legacy Sports Pioneer Award. But I think I know these things. Yeah. But one thing that I think is striking the most about you is that you're also a professional motivational speaker. I did my homework. I mean, it's easy enough if people, I'm sure that I'm talking to you now, they're probably getting really motivated. So how did you get into being a professional motivational speaker?
Let me tell you, who knew? Because I was completely shy. I mean, super shy. So I think that the roar of the crowd in competition, the standing on the podium in competition is everything to me when I moved on to that motivational speaking career. I still loved the performance of track and field, the performance of speaking. Many people don't know that I look to be a dancer, and in college I studied dance. So performing was my thing. I loved having the crowd just really react to anything that we were doing, and standing ovations. Oh my gosh, I was going for that for sure. Yeah.
No, I think it's unbelievable. And I guess the last thing I want to ask you is, you've had a very impressive career, both on the track and as a coach. So I'm not going to ask you which one of the two is the most fulfilling to you at this point.
You know, that's a really tough question, because I really enjoyed competition while being an athlete. But I got to tell you, I have a huge heart for paying it forward, Everything that I have done, I've been able to open that toolbox and give someone a wrench, flyers, nails, whatever you may need. Let me dig in my toolbox and help you move forward. Whether and it doesn't have to be the highest and the most successful kid. It can really be that person that is in development phase. I love the idea of the camaraderie with my peers as coaches. So this part of my life, I am super fulfilled. I love standing in the crowd, cheering on an athlete. It's absolutely fulfilling. And I got to tell you, coaching elite athletes, specifically my daughter, I don't know what to tell you.
Latanya, I got to say, you're one of my idols, honestly. Whenever I get a chance to talk to you at our championship, it's great because I'm glad that other people get to see the other part of you, and this part of you that's so motivating and so inspiring too. So I was really happy and excited to do this interview. So thank you so much for taking the time to join us today.
I thank you.
We'll be right back with Latanya to do a little bit of game time. We're going to learn a little bit more about her. So stick around for that.